Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to the anime review. Today we look at episode 6 of Kino's Journey, which was very interesting. In a good way, mind you. When I say interesting, sometimes, you could take that as like weird or whatever. No, it was actually a very good episode. So this week we focused on a young girl who was not Kino, obviously, but she apparently had come from another country, and at one point when these travelers went there to find, I think it was resources, the villagers couldn't pay them, so they ended up giving them. One of the girls said she's a hard worker, take her as a servant at least, or something like that. What these people did instead was took her as a slave. They chained her up, they treated her like crap, they gave her like a little small gown type thing to wear, and it's dark. It was really dark. The fact that they treated her worse than an animal, and you could tell all these people were very high privileged class people. Most likely they were just on either moving around or going to another area. But at one point, obviously, they want her to clean these vegetables, and when she gives them back to them, they cook with them, and then too late she realizes, oh, those are poisonous because they're on the top of the mountain. Now she was actually willing to kill herself because, as we find out about her character, is that she wants to explain. She wants to say that she's religious. Obviously, that's the whole point of this. I think her character is because her country was a very religious country, and she believes that everything happens for a reason. Everything must be a test of some sort. It must be that she has to endure this to get a better future, even though they're trying to tell her that's not the case. She tries to kill herself because she feels bad that she never wanted to kill them, and by not saving them from drinking the poisonous soup, she let them die. So she tries to take it herself too, obviously, but then that little brat kid threw a rock, knocked it out of her hands, and I was like, thank God, because that whole group of people are a bunch of scumbags. How often I feel for people in anime when they act like that, I have no remorse for them. They are scumbags, every single one. Even the guy at the end who was the one who freed her from her servitude, essentially, who was still going to think about killing her for a second, but then was like, I'm too weak, I'm not going to do it anymore, live life. I'm like, dude, you are a scumbag, man. You would, if he was still actually able to survive, he would have probably killed her. That's the sad part of that. But, so essentially, though, we find out that she actually ends up meeting a motorrad, which was this little tiny, very tiny scooter bike, and, escapes with the little motorrad. They learn, I think he somehow, don't know how that would be, but somehow teaches her how to drive a truck. And they then tell the story of her going to other villages and taking pictures, and she becomes a person named Photo, which I don't know how I feel about the name Photo, but okay, I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, she's a photographer, so they name her Photo. Okay, it's kind of cute in some ways, I guess. But you can see how happy she was, and that was nice. I was happy that she had a good ending out of all this, because and it goes into religion concepts here, because it's like you struggle so against some of the worst stuff. And a very religious person will always tell you that is indeed supposed to be a test. It's supposed to be a challenge to your faith. If you're going through bad things and then, somehow later on getting some gratitude or something out of it. And it's not like, you give and it's more just because you're willing to put up with all this. You have to put up with this to show that you got your faith. So this episode really was centered around religion more than anything else, which was interesting in itself. But Kino, man, I noticed like Kino lately is only getting little screen times in some episodes. Like, she shows up sometimes for the full thing, and then this week she showed up twice. She showed up once at the beginning with this weird statement of, I guess she was looking up the mountain and couldn't see anything. That's why she was saying she couldn't see through the mountain, the mist. And then later on was saying how she noticed all the poison must have killed off those people. But yeah, it was a good episode. I liked it. I really do think that there was a lot of interesting themes to it that should be more explored in other anime. This is nice that they showed this at all, because religion in anime is kind of wonky. It's something that they play around with it sometimes, so it's nice to see a kind of religion like this being played. Anyways, what were your guys' thoughts about this episode? I would love to know in the comments below. I do apologize it's coming out so early, because I know a lot of you won't be able to watch until later, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the whole day. I might be busy later today, so it's like I figured do this now. As far as day area coming out, I don't know if I will have that reviewed on time. I will try to, but it's depending on how I feel, to be honest with you, with it. So I'll talk to you guys then, hopefully. If not, I'll talk to you guys later in general. God bless you all. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.